This episode of Gene and Renee Travel Adventures is sponsored by Ameren and Heather at the Desert Daisy Casita. The Desert Daisy Casita is located in the incredible Wonder Valley. With 360-degree mountain views, 5 acres of property, this secluded rural spot makes a restorative and serene getaway.
When you got a Subaru, you can go places.
House is located about 14 miles from the less crowded Utah Trail entrance to Joshua Tree National Park, and we'll take you there in just a few moments. A peaceful place to unwind and energize while watching the amazing desert sunrises, sunsets, and stargazing. A little bit later, I'll show you some of the stars that I saw out one night. The outdoors is where it's at, man. They've got outdoor couches to enjoy, as well as a dining table on the patio. You have the stock tank, 8 feet wide, 2 feet deep, that you can lounge in. A little bit further out, there's a fire pit with 4 Adirondack chairs. The property is fenced in with a 2 to 2.5 foot high fence. So if you have a dog, the dog will love you for bringing them out there for this.
Hey guys, let us give you a tour of this beautiful casita.
The casita has 2 bedrooms with queen-size beds. The kitchen is equipped with pots, pans, utensils, a microwave, toaster, and blender, a drip coffee pot, and a pour-over coffee. The house has a brand new mini split AC unit with heating too. And then it also has a wall air conditioning unit with additional fans and heaters, depending on the season, to keep you at the perfect temperature. In the living room, they have TV with streaming channels connected to satellite internet. Look around a little bit more, and then we'll take you to Joshua Tree National Park. Thank you so much, Ameren and Heather, for sponsoring this episode of Gene and Renee Travel Adventures. We'll put a link to their casita in the description section. This morning, I took advantage of this beautiful kitchen and fixed breakfast before we go out and enjoy Joshua Tree Park and the adventures of the day. All right, through that door behind us lies adventure. We're going to go out and check out Joshua Tree National Park. We've got a guidebook here, Joshua Tree, the complete guide. And so should we want to do rock climbing or something?
No.
Well, we'll skip that chapter. We've got some water because do not let dehydration ruin your vacation. Okay. All right. That's something, if you look back on the videos, that's something that you remember that Renee heard in the Bahamas when her and her mom were there a few months back. All right. Let's go for a ride and check out Joshua Tree. There's a quiet serenity here in the desert, a beautiful ruggedness about the landscape. Look over at the mountains beside us and the mountains in front of us, snow-capped ones in front of us.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away.
Okay, we're entering the city limits of 29 Palms, California. Joshua Tree National Park is but a fragment of the Great American Desert. Set aside to preserve one of the best representations of the high Mojave Desert and the low Colorado Desert, the park offers chances for solitude, quiet, and reflection, a rarity in today's world.
There's a new day to take away your sorrow, and the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day to leave behind your troubles. There's a new day, and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your struggles. I will always think of you and me. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day. It is waiting for us. There's a new day waiting round the bend. There's a new day, and it will restore us. There'll be new ways. This is not the end.
Deserts are a radical departure from the places where most of us live. What makes the desert so different? The amount of rainfall it receives or does not receive defines a desert. The dryness here is astounding, but more astounding is how plants, animals, and people accommodate themselves to this seemingly uninhabitable environment. Joshua Tree National Park is where two deserts meet, the Mojave and the Colorado deserts. The higher, cooler Mojave Desert is marked by the presence of Joshua trees. The lower, hotter, and drier Colorado Desert is punctuated by a diverse array of desert trees and shrubs like palo verde, smoke tree, ocotillo, and brittle bush. 5 oases dot the two deserts, attracting people and animals to their moisture and shade. For centuries, bands of Indians lived and flourished on this vast landscape. Latecomers of the 19th century, prospectors and cattlemen, sought rest at oases and left behind scattered evidence of their stays. The Joshua tree is a symbol of the Mojave Desert. Bristling with dagger-shaped leaves, the Joshua tree's upraised branches impressed Mormon pioneers in the 1850s. The tree reminded them of the upstretched arms of biblical Joshua, who led the Israelites into the Promised Land. The Mormons coined the tree's name, and it stuck. Unlike other less intriguing Joshua tree names, cabbage tree, Spanish bayonet tree, yucca palm, yucca tree, or tree lily. The Joshua Tree reaches the southern edge of its range in Joshua Tree National Park. This edge marks the transition from the Mojave to the Colorado Desert, so as you move from the Mojave to the Colorado, Joshua trees fade away. We stopped at this area, and a lot of other folks did as well, to see this huge rock that is, if you look at it right, it's shaped like a skull. About 250 desert bighorn sheep live in the park. Imagine scrambling atop these rock hills to escape danger. Desert bighorn sheep do in a matter of seconds. Bighorn are well suited to rocky terrain. They have squared hooves with soft, skid-proof soles designed to grip. Mountains are their domain. The 250 that live in the park, this is a healthy number considering the bighorn's sensitivity to human disturbance. Bighorn require wide, wild territory to roam and water sources without human competition and presence. Rare things these days, found only in wilderness areas and protected sites like Joshua Tree National Park. As we left the park, coming back into 29 Palms, there were a couple of stores that we stopped at, and just the architecture is so interesting, and I just wanted to show these to you. Of course, a vehicle like this is well suited for desert life.
Well, that was a little look at Joshua Tree National Park. Wasn't that cool? Hey, thanks for going along with us on that journey. What do you think, Jenny? Wasn't it cool? Jenny approved.
Our last night at the Desert Daisy Casita, I cooked some steaks out there on the fire pit, and looking up at the stars reminds us of how beautiful the desert is, and getting away from the city lights and just taking time to pause and enjoy all that is available to us in nature. Thank you again, Ameren and Heather of the Desert Daisy Casita, for sponsoring this episode of Gene and Renee Travel Adventures.